There are moments in life when God asks us for something that seems impossible to give, moments when faith stops being just words and becomes a painful choice. This is the story of one of those moments, the story of a man and his unshakable faith. His name was Abraham. Abraham was a man chosen by God, called to leave his land, his family, and walk toward a destiny he didn't even know. Abraham obeyed. He left behind everything that was familiar and trusted. And God made him grand. Promises, I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you. Through you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. But there was one detail. Abraham had no children, and he was already old. His wife Sarah was also advanced in years. How could a nation be built with no descendants? Years passed. Doubts came. But God fulfilled his promise. Against all logic, against all expectations, Sarah conceived and gave birth to a son, Isaac. Isaac was God's smile to Abraham, the fulfillment of an impossible promise, the living proof that God is faithful. Abraham loved Isaac more than his own life. And then, one day, God made a request that pierced Abraham's heart like a blade. Take your son, your only son, Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you. The request was clear, devastating, incomprehensible. Sacrifice his son, the son of the promise, the son he waited his entire life for. It made no sense. But Abraham didn't argue, didn't hesitate, didn't try to negotiate. He simply obeyed. The next morning, Abraham got up early, prepared the donkey, took with him 2 servants and Isaac. He cut the wood for the offering and set off toward the place God had shown him. For 3 days, Abraham walked, 3 long days, each step an internal battle, each breath a struggle to keep trusting. On the 3rd day, he saw the place in the distance. Then he said to his servants, "Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go over there to worship, and then we will return to you." We will return. Even in the greatest test of his life, Abraham still believed that somehow God would provide. Abraham placed the wood on Isaac's shoulders, and together, father and son climbed the mountain. On the way, Isaac broke the silence. "My father, here is the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the offering?" Abraham replied with words that would echo through eternity, "God will provide for himself the lamb, my son." They reached the top. Abraham built an altar, arranged the wood, bound Isaac, and with a broken heart, laid his son on the altar. Then, Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife. The final moment had arrived, but as Abraham lifted his arm, a voice cried out from heaven, "Abraham! Abraham!" "Here I am," he replied. "Do not lay a hand on the boy. Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." Abraham lifted his eyes and saw behind him a ram caught by its horns in a bush. God had provided the sacrifice. Abraham released Isaac, took the ram, and offered it as a burnt offering. On top of that mountain, Abraham worshipped, and he called that place, "The Lord will provide." This story is not just about a father and his son. It's about faith. Faith that trusts even without understanding. Faith that obeys even without answers. Faith that surrenders everything. It is also a mirror of what was to come. Centuries later, another son would climb another mountain, but this time there would be no ram in the bush. This time the Son himself would be the sacrifice. Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. Just like Abraham, God gave his son. But unlike Abraham, God did not spare. He let his son die out of love for us. The story of Abraham and Isaac points to the cross. It points to the greatest display of love ever shown to humanity. Today, God still asks us for difficult things. He asks that we trust him, that we surrender our dreams, our fears, our will, and sometimes it seems like he's asking for what we love most. But remember, when God asks something from us, it's because he has already prepared something far greater to give. He is Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. When faith is tested, the miracle is released. Abraham believed and became the father of many nations. You too are being prepared. The sea. Sacrifice of today is the blessing of tomorrow. Trust, obey, believe. Because on the mountain of testing, there will always be a lamb provided by God. If you enjoyed the story of Abraham, subscribe to our channel, leave a like, comment and share. This is just the first of many stories that will touch your heart.